transitioning from countryside to residential development. The innkeeper at the time, Peter Schaffner, managed to make a living by catering to local residents. He operated a saloon and general store at the Pennsylvania House until 1869. In that year, wealthy Springfield industrial...
In today's news.
How am I going to start this?
I don't know.
Hey guys, it's Tiffany here, and I've got Ryan with me. And today we went to the Pennsylvania House. So, question 1. How welcoming were our volunteers?
Not very. Sort of standoffish. I think it may have had something to do with COVID. I hope they're not like that all the time. It was a little,
I felt very much like I was being watched, not so much educated.
Question number 2. How knowledgeable was our volunteer?
The volunteers that are there are more interested in who donated stuff and like what family gave you things, not what it was, what was its purpose, and where it came from. It was all about name dropping is what it seemed like. But it would be something if it was names that you knew.
I think they knew a lot. It's just the way they conveyed it.
Question number 3. Would you recommend the tour to a friend or family member?
If you had a coupon where it was free, yes.
not worth $10, not even in the slightest.
I did not have a good experience. I walked in with my camera around my neck. It was very clear that I had a camera on me. I had my camera backpack with me, and we were ready to record. And the first woman said, no pictures. And I was like, oh, I'm not taking pictures, I'm recording. And she was like, oh, okay. So I thought, okay, we're good here. Well, then when we got on the second floor with the second tour guide, then it was no pictures. And I said, I'm not taking pictures, I'm recording. And then she says, oh, you can't do that for insurance purposes.
Yeah, after we have half of the place recorded, then you can't record.
Yes.
So, this is the play-by-play.
And after I said, okay, I won't record, then all she wanted to talk about was how she was concerned that something was going to be stolen or the place was going to be broken into. You know, and what killed me was when we got home, Ryan looked up Pennsylvania House in Springfield, and there is footage on YouTube. You know, same thing. Crazy. I'm not going to go back.
Don't forget, we also had to, made a whole, thing of it and had to see the Madonna of the Trail monument.
We did. Insert
Look, I even
clip
got
here.
a flyer. See?
Did?
And you might not be able to see. And it's just a piece of paper that shows what the Madonna of the Trail is. And I'm sure there's a whole lot of great information in here. Tell you from experience, nobody gives a
12 of them, and they were all linked across the United States on the National Road, right? The National Trail, which happens to go right through the middle of Springfield. That's how we know all of this stuff. That's the reason the Pennsylvania House even exists, is because of this National Road, because everybody had to come through Springfield at one point in time.
It's that same monument. How'd she beat us? I didn't think she was that fast. No, they were not the same ones. They were just all made the same and then placed along the road, right? Because, back when it was put in place, it was a big deal. The pioneers had to make their way out west, and it was a big deal.
So, if you have any ideas on things to do in Springfield, give us a message, make sure they're camera friendly, and maybe we'll check them out and do a tour.
I have more. There will be more stuff. We can spend some time in Springfield, or we can branch out and go to other places.
But if you have ideas, leave them below.
Can I just throw in one other little thing? Just at the very end of this, they had to move this whole Madonna of the Trail statue, and they moved it to downtown Springfield, but where it used to be, they erected this huge statue.
Anyway,
I think it's pretty. It's just really big.
I'm not a fan, but, it's a big metal flower.
Red, top left.
I can't see anything but a big, giant white light. Go to the light, Carol. I wouldn't. It's $10 a person. $10 a person to
be followed around the whole time.
Well, led through, but closely watched through this old house. And the most famous thing that I heard from there is that they had a rolling pin that came from the Lincoln White House.
Yes.
And
a rolling pin.
And it's really bad because at that point in time, as soon as they said it came from the Lincoln White House, in my brain, ooh, a rolling pin.
I guess if you're not from the area and you're looking for something to do and you're like, hey, I got this extra $10, I could either buy lunch or go see some really old stuff. And you're really into old stuff, hit it.
But you could go to Wendy's over by Love's and then go to an antique mall for free.
Oh, you could see a lot more at the antique mall.
I'm just saying that's both.
They'll let you take it out and touch it if you want.
That's both.
That's true.
They did have some cool stuff.
They did.
A ridiculous amount of buttons.
Oh, yes.
I
There
don't...
was a button room.
and they have
No, I bet no.
millions of buttons.
Here's the thing: if they would have put the buttons in a bigger room with the quilts, it would have made more sense.
When I say buttons, I don't mean like round like campaign buttons or like don't push this button type of button. I'm talking about like shirt buttons and coat buttons.
Button on your shirt.
Buttons. Yes. I told her I'm gonna start collecting zippers. I'm gonna start my own museum full of zippers. Can I also say that it was really, really windy?
Ridiculously windy.
So I'm glad to be inside.
Yeah, like it was not wake weather at all.
So like, share, subscribe, and come back on Friday. Peace.